Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Adriana Cotero.
And I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories.
One representative speaks out during the most recent House session on the CNMI financial crisis.
Also tonight, some new officers are training to make sure the laws on tobacco and alcohol are followed.
And lieutenants with the U.S. Coast Guard are on island recruiting.
In sports, winning a medal at these games is quite the achievement.
Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Get a load of this! Here's your chance to win cold hard cash with Docomo Pacific's prepaid giveaway. For a limited time only, get a chance to win cash and cool Docomo Pacific gear every time you load $5 worth of Docomo Pacific prepaid. Every Friday, we'll reward 5 winners with $50 and one grand prize of $250 to one lucky person. Every $5 worth of prepaid load gets you an automatic entry. Load more and get more chances to win with Docomo Pacific's prepaid giveaway. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye ukalweres ren, kutsu wayor safeye emal ebalisiu klalyam weres.
Inumin ang inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong pharmaceutical.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Hafa-day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Tuesday, April 30th, 2019.
During the latest House session, Representative Tina Sablan makes a floor statement before the Speaker and fellow colleagues in regards to financial affairs recently taking place. How did we get here, and where do we go from here? These are the two main questions Representative Tina Sablan asked in her floor statement given during the House session. KSPN2 obtained a copy of the statement. Within it, Sablan says she recently reread the Governor's State of the Commonwealth address from August 2018, pointing out the term progress, as it was said over 20 times in his speech, and also points out other key factors. Quote, "We came to find out just a few months after that speech, conveniently after the election, that we actually ended the fiscal year with a $25 million deficit," end quote. Sablan continues to say she is not proud of what we are contemplating today, and that is borrowing from our children, from their inheritance, because we don't have the money to pay our obligations today. And she states, quote, "So if we can't be proud, let's at least be honest. Let's be honest with our people and acknowledge that we are in this situation today because of gross financial mismanagement. Let's be honest and admit that the governor should not have authorized 2.5 overtime for cabinet members who are not eligible by law or their own contracts," end quote. This statement is made in regards to the bill on calendar, House Bill 21-44, a measure introduced by House Speaker Representative B.J. Attow. That's language includes, quote, "findings at the request of the CNMI governor and with concurrence of the Marianas Public Land Trust. The instant legislation aims to create a credit facility to ensure that there are adequate funds at the disposal of the CNMI Department of Finance for purposes of paying bond obligations and retirement fund settlement payments," end quote. And Sablan says, let's be honest and say that we are borrowing to pay bond obligations in the settlement fund so that we can free up some cash for operations. And concludes her statement with this, quote, I think it's time, Mr. Speaker and members, to call in the governor, call in the finance secretary and former finance secretary Larissa Larson. Subpoena them if we have to. How did we get here? And just as importantly, where do we go from here? Let's do some real oversight and ask the hard questions that demand answers, end quote. And following the House session, this legislation remains on the bill calendar. Reporting for KSPN2 News, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Also in regards to this statement made by Representative Tina Sablan, KSPN asked Governor Ralph Torres what his take is on the message. Governor Torres says he was not aware of the statement made, but says this in response.
Oh, we were progressing forward before the Typhoon U2. I've been communicating with the Speaker about our state, and I have another forthcoming letter about where we're at. There's nothing to hide about what we make. We are short down close to $30 million, and everything started after Typhoon U2. So I don't know what her comment is, but if there is anything about pertaining to that revenue, it's open. Look at what we've been making since we got in on board, and look at what revenues come in since the Typhoon U2.
More news from Capitol Hill. The House Committee on Cannabis also met this week after returning from a fact-finding trip in Las Vegas and Oregon. Acting Chair of the Committee, Representative Lipan Guerrero, gives us the details.
The fact-finding trip that we went to attend a conference in Vegas is called the Cannabis Conference, where we had key growers, distributors, and dispensary did PowerPoint presentation on the industry per state that made it legal to sell.
Attending this conference were the 5 members on the House Committee on Cannabis. Representative Lipan Guerrero is acting chair of the committee, and he tells us some of the findings.
We had the open roundtable discussion in how to better the industry, and hoping that, as a small contingent from the cinema, we were able to abstract quite a few pointers in how to better this industry here in the cinema. The other thing that we found out about this, it is a thriving industry. It's big. You're talking in the billions of dollars. We're not comparing ourselves with any of the state, but again, we want to make sure that we have a regulation that guide this forward, this cannabis industry here in the Sinamay.
Guerrero says this is a big industry and also a risky one that must be regulated properly.
We don't want it to be rampant, where kids are having access to marijuana here in the island. We want to make sure that it's regulated and properly.
Do you feel that some of the areas where you guys were visiting, such as Oregon and Las Vegas, it wasn't?
Well, I had the opportunity to during one of my morning walks, I decided to walk down the strip, and through that walk, I saw a lot of people just smoking it rampantly out there. In the state of Oregon, it's not supposed to be permissible to smoke in the hotel rooms, but the rooms that we stayed in, the hotels, you smell it on all floor, and I had to bring it up to the attention of the front desk that, you have a policy here, and it's the strong odor of marijuana on the floor. How do you identify which room to knock on? It's knock on every room. So those are something that we need to look to and be mindful that if we have this regulation, that it is fully enforced.
According to Guerrero, before being presented to the full body, the final trip report is awaiting one last exhibit that highlights on cannabis tourism. Stay with KSPN2 News for further updates. Reporting, I'm Adriana Cotero.
For the first time, the Department of Commerce has 12 participants training with the Police Academy to become alcoholic beverage and tobacco control officers. A law was passed for all future alcohol, beverage, and tobacco control officers to graduate from the Police Academy, and this batch will be the first. The ABTC officers will be ensuring that businesses and residents are in compliance with the tobacco and alcohol laws. And after graduating, we'll be performing similar duties that are required of DPS officers.
For classroom purposes, learning the Constitution, of course, physical training, I guess protection and, safeties in carrying firearms. So anything and everything that's required of all the law enforcement officers, they're going to avail of it, and I'm very excited and I'm very happy for this opportunity, for this collaboration between the Department of Commerce and the DPSO.
The CNMI does not house a recruiting office for the United States Coast Guard, and this is why 2 lieutenants are on island this week.
Starting in September 2017, the Coast Guard actually sent me and a small team to put out a feeler and see if there was any interest.
And interest was found. According to these 2 lieutenants with the United States Coast Guard, success from these visits have brought them back here to their home for recruitment opportunities.
They sent us back again in May 2018 and then again now, April 2019. And it's because since then, 5 people have enlisted in the Coast Guard, with 6 more in the process, and 1 is getting accepted to the Coast Guard Academy Preparatory School program, and 1 is part of the College Student Pre-Commissioning Initiative at University of Guam.
So how do you feel seeing that there's such an interest here in your home to join the Coast Guard?
It feels really good. I feel that the Coast Guard should be the military service of choice for people in the CNMI because 1, we're surrounded by the water and we have a respect and knowledge of the ocean that not everybody in the mainland United States has. Also, we grow up in a culture that is taught to respect elders and respect each other. The Chamorro word is inafamolik, and that is really, it epitomizes what we do in the Coast Guard, respect for authority, respect for our fellow man with our search and rescue mission and life-saving service. And then the other thing is we have a grit and a toughness that comes with living on a tropical island in the middle of the ocean that translates really well into the grit and toughness you have to perform Coast Guard missions.
And taking on that mission is one soon-to-be graduate of Cagman High School, Anthony Regis.
And I just so happened to finish my processing of enlisting down in Hawaii, and I just thought it would be nice if I could express my story so that hopefully I could inspire my fellow peers to do the same thing that I want to do.
Lieutenant Freddie Hofschneider tells us that for the first time, they performed a swearing-in ceremony on the school grounds before friends and family.
That's kind of part of why we're here. We're trying to tell our story and try to inspire people, but also see the success of what we've done already from our outreach to see people who are swearing in to go enlisted, who are going through the academy, and also the other scholarship programs that we have out there.
And Regis tells us his goal and purpose of joining the Coast Guard
was to serve and protect. And one way that I wanted to join the Coast Guard was become a law enforcement officer, and I saw that the Coast Guard had that opportunity for me. So I wanted to try it out, and eventually it did cater to what I wanted for my future career.
A career that begins today.
Now that I sworn in, I am here to serve and protect my people and eventually represent the CNMI. I just want to say, to everyone who thinks that there's nothing for you in life, there's always a possibility for you to climb the steps of failure and succeed. Just keep going on, keep trying on, and you get there.
Reporting for KSPN2 News, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Coming up, we head up to Bonsai Cliff for special recognition.
Find out why next.
Get your daily serving of 4G LTE data with IT&E's daily prepaid plans. Choose from the best priced plans in the Marianas. Get 1 gigabyte of data for $2.50 a day or choose a $1.50 or $2 plan. Need more data? Top up. Get 100 megabytes for $1 or 1 gigabyte for $10. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more and ask about our prepaid loyalty plan. IT&E. Explore your world.
Hi, I'm Thelma, a certified ophthalmic assistant here at Marianas Eye Institute.
The wind, the sand, and the sun found here in the tropics can cause some unique eye problems.
Pterygia are growths on the surface of the eye. It comes from a Greek word meaning wing, and it looks like a wing growing across the surface of your cornea. The most common causes of this are living on a tropical island. The prevention of this particular problem is wearing sunglasses and lubricating the eye.
If left unchecked, Pterygia will continue to grow and can permanently affect your vision. It can be treated right here on Saipan.
This has been Dr. Dennis Williams of the Marianas Eye Institute.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News.
Something that hasn't happened in Japan in over 200 years. The Emperor Akihito is stepping down from the throne, where his 51-year-old son will be stepping up, beginning a new era.
私は今、サイパンの万歳クリフに来ています。天皇皇后両陛下は私が立っているこの場所で黙祷を捧げられました。今日は晴れた空に青い海が広がり、両陛下が訪れた日と同じような穏やかな日となっています。
The Japan Broadcasting Corporation, called NHK, is here in Saipan to go live on Banzai Cliff, showing the history that took place during World War II, all in recognizing a very special day for Japan as the current Emperor Akihito is stepping down and his son will ascend to the throne.
It is very important day for all Japanese because today is the day of the abdication of Japanese emperor. So many Japanese audience so interested in the scene of today of the Banzai Cliff because Banzai Cliff and the Japanese emperor has a great strong relation.
The Japanese emperor came to Saipan 14 years ago, back in 2005. Which was a monumental moment for Saipan as well as Japan.
It was the first time for Japanese emperor to going to the foreign countries to praise the victims of World War II. So Japanese audience is very interested in the Banzai Cliff right now.
NHK is choosing Banzai Cliff to stream live from because this is one of the historical locations that Emperor Akihito visited back in 2005 when he came to Saipan. One tourist from Japan says standing on Banzai Cliff brings a special connection to World War II.
I feel some kind of sad to be here as a Japanese, to think about the history of World War II. I feel a lot of people enjoying here, playing around, but to my age, I think it's kind of sad.
Imai says he feels the new Emperor Norihito, who will take the throne Wednesday, May 1st, will show good leadership like his father.
He deserves for it. He has he spent a lot of time to being in his position. I think he will be a good emperor, like his father.
NHK is live on Banzai Cliff 2 times today, once at 12:30 and once more at 5:40 local time, streaming international for the world to see. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell.
Coming up, Bob Super Sports is next.
Don't go away.
Get more, do more with Docomo Pacific
Enjoy endless local calls and SMS with 30 gigabytes of data for only $59 a month. Sign up today and get a Samsung J6 smartphone free. Connect with the familia, share your moments with your primos, and celebrate the Marianas way every day. The possibilities are endless. On the fastest network that gives you more. Now available at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Some conditions apply.
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
KSPN2 Sports is brought to you in part by Triple J Motors.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas, sports fans. The Pacific Games used to be called the South Pacific Games, but with the inclusion of the Northern Marianas, Guam, Palau, and the Federated States of Micronesia, the game was changed to just Pacific Games. Whatever they are called, winning a medal, there is quite an achievement. Not too many people from here can say they did that.
The first person from Saipan to win a medal in the South Pacific Games was weightlifter Gus Ogden in 1975 on Guam. There was no such thing as Northern Mariana Islands then. He was competing for what was called Trust Territory of Micronesia. The first participation of the Northern Mariana Islands came in 1979 in Fiji. A small delegation returned without any medals. In 1983, the NMI skipped the games being held in Western Samoa. In 1987, in New Caledonia, the emergence of swimming led to 6 medals by Jonathan Sokovich, including 2 gold. In 1991, the NMI was shut out in Papua New Guinea. Tahiti, 1995, Jeff Taylor took the silver in golf, Jessica Jordan and Annika Sokovich bronze in swimming. The most success for the NMI as a team, 1999 on Guam, 16 overall medals. Genevieve Pangilinan led the way with a gold, 2 silvers, and a couple of bronze. Tracy Fager and Jennifer Pierce returned with bronze. Wrestler Joe Ocampo brought back silver and bronze, while another bronze went to Josephine Tagawa in karate. The triathlon team won a silver, as did Stuart Smith in individual. The men's slow-pitch softball team won a gold medal and then retired. 2003, the games moved to Fiji for the biggest ever, 3,500 participants, and the NMI was one of the smallest with just 28 overall. Swimmer Dean Palacios captured a silver medal there. The triathlon team of Annika Sokovich, Stefan Samoilov, and Dirk Scher got bronze in the team event. 2007, in Samoa, the NMI was shut out. In 2011, Joshua Jones was simply sensational, pitching the CNMI to the gold medal in baseball, NMI's only medal there in New Caledonia. 4 years ago in Papua New Guinea, NMI was shut out again. 2 trips there, and we didn't win anything. We may want to stay away from that place. The NMI did not win any medals in Samoa last time we went there. This time, maybe it'll be different, and perhaps we'll finally break through in tennis for the first time.
Hopefully we're going to be bringing home some medals, and I'm guaranteeing it.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Hey, go-karters, come early and stay late. We have new summer hours for the Seaside Circuit at Mariana Resort. Daytime is pretty hot, but evenings are pretty cool and perfect for racing. Check in at Mariana's Trekking and you'll be off racing in no time. Bring your fans, bring your friends, and show your ID for a special half-a-day rate after 5 o'clock. And check out our other adventures too, like mountain biking, hiking, kayaking, and off-roading. Perfect for groups, perfect for families, perfect for friends. So go ahead, bring your best friend. Marianas Trekking, your adventure professionals for 17 years.
For your weather report, 84 high, 90 at index, 79 low, 82% humidity. Today, mostly cloudy with light showers, and tomorrow, partly cloudy. East winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. High 84, low 78, seas 4 to 6 feet. Sunrise 5:54 a.m., sunset 6:34 p.m. You know, that sunset just keeps getting later and later.
I know, don't we love it?
I know, summer is here. How do you like
Exactly, and you know, there were some showers today, I mean, very, very light, but you know, nowadays when it does even sprinkle, I'm like, it's okay because we're in dry season. So
I know, yeah.
it can't even be mad.
I always feel like we really do need it, especially when you see the smoke and the fires occurring. I'm like, please, a little rain just to put this out, you know?
Exactly.
It does need a little bit.
Yeah.
But
So today you went up to Bonsai Cliff?
I did, and I spoke with the people from NHK. It was really awesome that they went live twice, just, you know, because that's an important part of our history of World War II. And that's also where the emperor, when he came back in 2005, he went up to Bonsai Cliff to visit. So it's very special and sentimental, you know, I think, to the Japanese.
And you spoke with one of the reporters, was it?
Yes, and he was the one going live at both the live shots. So it was really nice, yeah.
Yeah, so then people will be able to watch that on Channel 4.
Yeah, so both times that they went live, and it was international. So NHK, wherever it's showing international, you got to see that. So a little
Saipan on the map there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pinza shows
Get to see it,
Bonsai Cliff, which is, you know, one of our destinations, a popular destination here as well.
It is very nice. So yeah, I'm glad they came and kind of represented us very well.
Definitely.
So great. Thanks for watching, and please do have a great rest of your night, and tune in tomorrow at 6.
Good night.